back with comedian David Boyale, and I'm quitting alcohol. So the Boyale was struck down by another migraine today. Fucking hell. Spent half the day in bed just fucking trying to get through it. I cut it off early. I got back from jits and I was having a shower and boom, that cut in my vision came out. But I thought it was the steam from the shower. So I ignored it. My vision was a little bit fuzzy, but I was like, it's fucking steamy in here. Of course I can't see. And then as soon as I got out of the shower, fucking my left eye just torn to shreds with this fucking cut vision shit. And I was like, I got to get some fucking ibuprofen stat immediately. Otherwise, this is going to be the worst one I've ever had. So I couldn't drive. So I had to get my wife to go down, get me some fucking medicine. And then I just dumped a whole heap of tablets, Panadols and fucking ibuprofen. And what usually happens until I found out fucking ibuprofen works a little bit is the cut in my vision happens. And then my fingers go numb. And then my brain feels like it's trying to squeeze itself out of my skull. It's fucked. But this would have been the worst one I ever had if I fucking didn't take the ibuprofen. And it was still bad. I cut it off early and it was still bad. This time I was speaking and I couldn't even recognize my own voice when I was speaking. It's the fucking weirdest feeling. I had one at the start of the year when I was in India watching a fucking movie. And towards the end of the first half of the movie, there's a break in Indian movies. You go out, you get a samosa. I fucking had the migraine eye cut thing. I walked out, I walked back in. I thought I was in a fucking different movie. It was so fucking weird. All the characters were different. It was fucking crazy. This time I was talking and I couldn't recognize my own voice in my head as I'm talking out loud. It didn't sound like my voice. I was like, what the fuck is that? Whose voice is that? I'm like, just fucking stay calm. Stay calm. It's your voice. You've just got a fucking migraine and it's fucking causing havoc on your brain cells. And for some reason, you can't compute your own fucking voice now. So I was just talking and it also had an echo. So I was talking someone else's voice and then it was echoing. I'm like, this is uncomfortable. It's fucking uncomfortable. It's a little bit like you're tripping, except absolutely no joy or fun or excitement at all. Just all shit. I wouldn't like both of those things to come on at once where you can't recognize anything you're seeing and you can't recognize the voice that you're talking. That would be very difficult. I don't know how I would stay calm in that situation. I suppose you just got to compartmentalize everything. You got to go further into yourself. Just go, all right, Boyle. You're just a little fucking thing inside here. Don't pay too much attention to anything that's going on outside the machine. You have to go like a few layers back into yourself. Fuck that. It's like I'm overheating my brain. Not overusing it. I'm not overusing my brain. I'm overheating it. I did jits. I was fucking exhausted after that. I was fucking drinking some yerba mate before I went. I had 3 fucking glasses. I didn't drink much water in the morning, but I had a little bit. And then just boom, fuck, overheated. We went to a Polish restaurant last month for my dad's birthday, and the waitress, she disappeared for a minute. Well, more than a minute. She disappeared for like 10 minutes. She was the only waitress in the restaurant, and she fucked off. And I was waiting for my tea, so I was like, where the fuck is this bitch? And then I saw her walk back into the restaurant after 10 minutes. So she'd been out and she walked back into the restaurant. Then I saw her behind the counter and she was like blinking her eyes and shit. And I'm like, fuck, does she have a fucking migraine? And then I saw her take some drugs. And I was like, oh, I bet she's got the same fucking thing as I get. And then she came to our table, distraught, in agony, and took our order. Like one of her eyes was closed. She was like twitching and shit. Fucking trooper, this chick. And so she took our order and I'm like, what's wrong with you? And she's like, oh, I've got a migraine. And I'm like, is it a thing where you get like a blurry vision, like a cut in your vision? She's like, yes, that's the one. She's like, I started getting them at the end of high school. And she's like, I had 30 in like 3 weeks or some shit like that around exam time. She's like, I get it from stress. I'm like, well, I don't get it from stress, but I get it from something. And she was like, oh, I should be all right because I got the drugs in on time. You got like 15 minutes to get the drugs in, otherwise you're fucked. Anyway, that's fucking it today. I'm fucking cooked. I'm going to have to do the Patreon potty tomorrow. That's going to have to come out tomorrow. I can't fucking do it today. I can't really even think. How many more migraines do you need to have before you start getting worried about brain tumors? I'm going to say hundreds more before I start worrying about that. It's fucking annoying and uncomfortable though. Anyway, I'll be back at it tomorrow. I'll fucking send down a banger tomorrow. And plus the Patreon potty. But for now, that's fucking it. And I'll see you the fuck later.